Okay, so I'm getting on today because I need to talk about this Cam Newton stupidity. I mean, I remember when I first saw the clip, Cam Newton comes on and he says that idiotic statement, and I didn't think about it. I thought, what a moron. I moved on with my day. Well, little did I know that the world itself is crumbling in on itself. I mean, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse have arrived because Cam Newton said it's still funny hearing a woman talk about routes. Oh my God. Talk about trigger warnings. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, first of all, you got the NFL, you got the Players Association, you got the Carolina Panthers, and now Cam Newton himself. They all issue apologies. This is not the view of the NFL. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You didn't say it. Cam Newton did. I mean, I love how they have to disassociate themselves with these things. This is not the view of the NFL Players Association. No shit, it's not the view of the NFL Players Association. It was Cam Newton who said it. So he gets up, he says this fucking thing, and oh my God, the feminists come out of the fucking woodworks. I mean, this guy must be put up on a fucking block and have his head removed because he said this. I mean, let's put a little perspective on this. Let's think about the person who said it. This is Cam Newton. This is the same person who lost the Super Bowl and stormed out of the post-game press conference because he could hear the guy on the other team talking about how they beat him. I mean, he's a baby. He's an idiot. And when idiotic people say idiotic things, and it's not, and the sad thing about it is, it is not completely untrue what he said. I mean, not the demeaning to women part, but the fact that, it is surprising when you meet a woman who has a lot of knowledge about football. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's talk about just numbers. If you go out and ask 100 women what a route is in football, I guarantee at least 50 of them wouldn't know. That's because football is a male-dominated sport. More men than women like football. I mean, it's just a fact. It's just number. It's not misogyny. It's not patriarchy. It's just a statement of the numbers. That's all it is. So, and the reason for that, and trigger warning, men and women are different. That's right. They're different. And now all the feminists are going to come out of the woodworks again. Oh, that's misogyny. Hey, well, you know what? You'll be all these feminists think the same fucking thing. They try to portray that they don't, but then they're the same ones who are going on and say, oh, if women were in charge, there'd be no war. Well, if there's no difference between men and women, then how can that be true? It's not true, first of all. I mean, have you ever seen a group of women get plotting revenge against someone that insulted them? I mean, it's like watching a fucking school of sharks attack a wounded whale. So, I mean, this guy just came out and said this stupid thing. I mean, let's move on, people. I mean, it's not the end of the world. And it was funny because I was talking to my mom about this. And because it came up on TV when I was talking to my mom. And she goes, oh, I saw that in Good Morning America. And I asked her, what'd you think about it? She goes, I thought it was funny. I go, and she goes, he said it was a joke. He had a big shitting grin on his face when he said it. He was laughing. Well, my mom doesn't get offended about this for 2 reasons. One, my mom does not have a victim complex. She doesn't think that she's a victim all the time. Second reason is, my mother grew up when there were actual feminist issues that she dealt with in life. Women weren't allowed to have certain jobs. She worked at a bank where she was a clerk, when she wasn't allowed to have other jobs. Only men could have the better paying jobs. And when 2 other people were quit, and they forced 3 people's work upon her, and she complained and said, I need help, they fired her. They fired her for complaining that she had too much work. And I mean, she's a woman, when she was growing up, they had to wear skirts to school. They were not allowed to wear pants, and they had to measure the skirt. It had to be so far below the knee, I mean, they had to actually fight for the right to wear pants. They had to fight for the right to dress the way they wanted to dress. I mean, that is a real feminist issue. That's when there's real inequality. When there's a systematic written oppression, not this, mystical patriarchy that exists, but actual written rules and laws that oppress women or oppress minorities, And she just laughed about it, and I just thought to myself, and the best part about it is the next thing she said to me was, "What are routes, anyways?" And I had to explain to her what a route in football is. You know why? Because she's a woman and she doesn't watch football. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's just ridiculous. And now they're talking about, Cam Newton, he issued an apology, said he was wrong, and that should be the end of it. Move on. Don't do that again. That was stupid. No, that's not enough. I just saw a thing on SportsCenter that the apology isn't enough from Cam Newton, that there needs to be more. There needs to be suspensions and fines. I mean, talk about thought police. I mean, you cannot fine someone for saying something. I mean, yeah, it was stupid. He didn't come out and say, oh, like women should be not allowed to watch these games. They should not be allowed in the stadiums. He just said he thought it was funny to hear a woman talk about routes. And you know what? It kind of is. Get over it. It's idiocracy at its best. I mean, these people think that you are not allowed to say things when actually, no, you are. This is America. You can say whatever you want. Just because you have you say something stupid or you have an unpopular view of something does not mean you're not allowed to say it. You shouldn't say it, but it doesn't mean you're not allowed to. It's also funny because all these idiots who are kneeling on the field during the anthem because they want to get their views across. No, I mean, look what this guy did. I mean, he just said one thing in front of a camera during a press conference, and the world has come undone. I mean, these guys have a podium that they can get on and express their views, and look what happens. The world responds. So all you people saying you're kneeling on the field, because you need to do that to express inequality in this country, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need to do that. You're doing that because you want to. You're doing that for, because it creates a splash, because it gets a reaction. You can sit up there during your press conference. I mean, these are people who have a camera in their face every day. They have a way to get their views across without disrespecting the national anthem. So anyways, I just had to get that out. It's just a thought that I've been racking around in my brain all day. I mean, just move on. Really, just move on. It's not the end of the world. This is an idiot saying something stupid. Say he's wrong and move on. I mean, don't let... You can't let you can't let words define you. I mean, just, when you let someone's words, and I don't think he did it intentionally and maliciously, but for people who do these things intentionally and maliciously, when you let their words affect you, they win. That's what they want. They want to get a reaction out of you. They want to get you mad. And when you let them do it, they win. No, that's all I have to say.